And good evening, everyone. I'm Blaine Singletary along with Andrew, and we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're getting right into the action now with this hand. Already two Richi's called, and oh, there's Sumo already with a Mangan. That's going to take Michael there already into first. Welcome, everybody, to another incredible, exciting night that's catching off with a fever pitch here in the ARML. Andrew, introduce
Hi.
yourself here.
Hi, good to be here. Looking forward to, yesterday's games were really dynamic and saw a lot of points being swapped. So I'm hoping for some exciting games again tonight. Already we're looking at a dealership run, and so and then to the left, um,
Yes.
what two calls to the
Mhm.
table win and Yakuhai. So
Oh, this could be a very easy Honitsu of some sort, perhaps either with those Pinzu or the Sozu. And that's Riley Bick on the left. In fact, he's part of my club, Oklahoma Mahjong.
Oklahoma, and it's funny you say that. So Michael, who's dealer right now, is part of my club. They're in Hammer Girl, so in
Ah,
Rochester, New York. So how funny is that? We have
yeah,
also
yeah.
we also have Tommy, uh, who's not club affiliated, and I wish I could tell you guys where he's from. I don't have that. And Travis is with the Pacific Mahjong League, uh,
Heat.
sitting there
Mm.
to the
And
right.
speaking of Tommy, he is called Reach, getting the 10 pi there on the 2 or the 5 Sozu he's looking for. It looks to be Ricci Pinfu, I believe, with Adora.
Dealer's hand not uh, close enough, maybe to push. We'll see. We got a couple discards there with the 7 mon.
Oh, there's the 5
There's
so. I was just about to
Rip
say, none of those have popped up yet. Of course,
and
that's not going to
Joe.
come out, I don't think.
So it looks like dealer's bailing, um, which of course got to reach at the table and at the left. I mean, that looks dangerous too. You get this far into the game and you have uh, two calls out there. That's obviously going to be a
Oh,
really
takes another one, though. Yeah. And another 5 so. And another
ooh,
5 so.
which so and so even though we're playing defensively, I mean now there's some pairs gathering in East's hand, and who knows, maybe this turns into
Well,
something
now Riley
Boom.
is 10 pi for that one pin, and there it is.
the deal in.
Nice
Uh,
back into 10 pi there. He's going to get a reach, not Reachy, but the East Wind and the Chuns for a double Yakuhai win right there. Nice pickup there. And we're moving on to East 2 now. The Dora is the 7 pin. We're already seeing a pair of that over on the hand on the left.
and
Boom.
yeah, none of these hands super fast, just right out of the gate. It looks like, but lots of room to improve. Quick, these hands that start far away. I always say that anything can happen to them. So
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we've already got an Anko of the 8 so over on Tommy's side there. It's also got the two Wests pair, two pins, two 9 pins rather, and picking up a pair of the two Manzu as well just
Heat.
now. Plenty of opportunities there.
another call to the left. So that's Michael there on the left. Uh, Travis is dealer right now.
Boom.
Still in the lead, and he could essentially keep this game going pretty comfortably with that Mangan lead. Of course, that could still be caught in the early goings here. Riley calling the one of Sozu triplet across.
So maybe going for like perhaps the fives and the two so's can be called, but I guess I'll be curious to. And there's another pair, so depending on how it draws, I mean, you've got the 5 4s and 2 so's. Honitsu is not terribly far off.
And the call of the 7 so now over on Tommy's side, probably looking to try to catch up with everyone else here.
Something that's interesting.
No, he's pretty well ahead.
Is Tommy's compared to everyone else at the table playing right now, Tommy has a pretty high call rate of 52.6%. So Tommy appears to like to call, maybe values the really quick hands.
Well, we should point out that Michael is 10 pi now, waiting on that 7 Manzu. Not a lot out there. Probably going to try to shift the weight around to something else. But that is a pretty nice hand already with those 2 Dora pairs.
Wow.
Oh, but look at Riley, though. He's getting ready for a Chinitsu.
Oh, wow. They're just waiting on 3.
Yeah, and we already see a couple of those out there in the hands right now. But there's the 7 Mon, and that's grown.
And for dealer to drop the 8, maybe I missed something. Perhaps they were safe. But that was a scary discard. Looking just at what was going on across the table from him.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're moving right on to East 3 now with Tommy's dealership. The Dora is 8 Mon. Not seeing that. Well, we are seeing a couple of them around.
Yeah,
but the dealer's hand is off to a pretty good start with 2 runs already in hand from the gate.
Very nice shapes. And even that 1 3 4 could even come 2 shapes, depending. To the right, some nice shapes there coming together. 6 7 8 9 in the Manzu, and then the So 6 7 8. In fact, 6 7 8. And then the pin is 6 8, and then in So 6 7 8. So that could be a Yaku right there if they're able to draw that 7 pin.
Absolutely, some Sanshoku indeed could be the way that hand gets some value, and that's stepping closer. Looking across though, we're seeing some pairs going on there with the 5 Manzu, a 9 Manzu, as well as the 5 Sozu and North. That could turn into a Chitoi of some sort. Sirocco's hand also with that Anko of 3 Manzu. We're seeing some hands that are...
All these hands are really in pretty good shape, and not very many draws away from being able, of course, get into that 10 pi state. Interesting. Drop the 5 maybe to avoid for a 10.
From Tommy there?
From dealer. Drops the 1.
Dropped the 4 and immediately drew that 5.
Yeah, you hate to see it. It's just the way the game goes. This game, existence is suffering. None of these hands. Oh, but look at that. Draws.
We have 10 pi now with the dealer looking for the 6 Mon or the 3 Mon.
Ooh, calls that 7.
And Riley is starting to still pushing into this thing. In fact, now they are 10 pi on the 3 pin or the 2 Mon.
Of course, that's unfortunately that the 3 Mon is across the table waiting on that 3.
That's right.
Fortunately, clogged up in everyone's 3 in one hand. 1 already called, so.
Oh, there's the 2.
They drop it.
And they do.
Go in. 2, 1 Dora, 1 Dora.
2 Dora. believe.
Fudora. Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. And
The
yeah,
result
East
screens always
ready.
flash right by.
Yeah, this first half of the game has kind of been
Mm-hmm.
flying by.
Now it's Riley's turn as dealer here in East 4 with the Tuso is the Dora, and we've got one of those in his hand right now. A couple of pairs here and there. Well, actually, a few pairs here and there.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see.
Got a little bit of his work cut out for him, though. We'll see how this develops. Oh, that could help.
That's a good draw. That'll speed it up for sure. To the right, some 4, 6, 8. Is a nice shape that can develop pretty quickly. And the so you have the 1, 2, which can develop 6, 8, 8. So interesting. But also
look at Tommy's hand now. Ishan 10 with 2 Ankos already, and oh man, you could turn that into a Suanko Tenpai with just one more draw.
Wow, yeah, that would be beautiful.
He's not going to go for that. He's going to call for the Toy instead, with calling the 6-pin. We now Tenpai on 3-mon or the 2-pin.
Which and I get that calling to, again that's a move that prioritizes speed, gets them into the dealer seat.
Yeah, you've still got plenty of time. You just want to start getting some momentum heading into the South rounds here. We've already got 2 calls though from Michael here with the South and the 8. So,
and across the table, that's looking good. That's looking strong. Completed shape in the 5s and a run in 7, 8, 9. Got a completed pair of 4, 5. That 4, 5 is always very easy to grow. And there's 2-pin
with
for
Toy
Dora 1
and Dora 1.
Dealer starting with potential. Oh, that's not the dealer. I'm sorry. North starting with potential.
Oh, good.
But the dealer, that hand is a nice looking hand. A hand that has some nice shapes that could see some growth. 1 East 2, we see only one other East in someone's hand, so that means 2 more living somewhere. He's gonna pitch it though. Now we're in South, so
South round. So that starts being worth a bit more. Riley calling a 3-mon triplet there, and that's gonna put him to, I believe, Ishan 10 with the Dora there. Not the Dora's just kind of floating out there. May be used for something. Might have to pitch that pretty soon, especially with that draw, perhaps.
Right, that tough decision to make. You make it your.
He's gonna go ahead for it for some speed here. Yeah, you don't need a whole lot of points in Riley's position at this moment. But yeah, with this hand, he could easily take the lead.
Yeah, and dealer's hand. Interesting to drop the 7, dropping the 6 next. What is I'm trying to just kind of make sense of it for a second, but that Yakuai tile, the white dragon, might come out pretty soon, giving Riley a chance to. Now you said you're in Riley's club.
Yes.
And so far, of the 4 people that are playing tonight, he's leading in the standings. Albeit everyone is pretty close to each other.
Right. Well, we got Tenpai from his end, and he's going to drop right into the Ricci that was just called. Ow.
Ricci Pots.
With a Dora. And
with a Dora. That's a Mangan.
That is a Mangan. So he was he was getting ready to take the lead there, but that's going to set him back all the way into fourth. But we are at South 2. There's still some game left for him to recover, should he be able to. We're looking at the dealer's hand, though, off to a pretty good start with a 789, 789. No sign of the Pinzu, though, to really make that a Sanshoku at the moment.
So also Dora in hand.
Two Dora, that's right. The Dora is 6 Mon. You could easily make some couple of sequences there. And it looks like Tommy has already called the 1, 2, 3 sequence there of the Pinzu. And has some good Sozu shapes in hand, possibly looking for Sanshoku on the 1, 2, and 3 there. With that pair of Hatsu, that can easily add a little bit more value to this hand as well.
Yeah, and it looks, for now, North is hanging on to those West tiles. Perhaps there's a pair or safe.
Well, it's looking like it might be going for Chitoy there.
Chitoy, actually, I suppose. But then just now the West came out, so.
So yeah, maybe not. I mean, we'll see. I mean, you've got a good shape of the Manzu as well with the 2, 3, 4, 5. That can turn into a good sequence there any day. Riley calling the Haku triplet there.
Gonna add some speed. The green dragons are also sitting in the hand, waiting to be called or drawn. We have a reach.
There's Ricci. And it looks like that'll be for Pinfu
Dealer reach.
or a 2.
Pinfu
He's looking for the 4 Mon or the 7 Mon. We're seeing we were seeing a few of, actually no, we don't see those at all. They're not out there yet. So that's all on the wall at the moment. We'll see what happens if they pop in anybody's hands.
Yeah, so definitely some possibility, and
oh, there it is.
Well,
I guess that's a 3. It would be a 3-sided weight, I imagine. Or who's? Yeah, he would be waiting on the 6 Mon. And siding that looks way too dangerous, and that does fit pretty nicely into his hand too. So
fits into the hand, so yeah, no reason to pitch it necessarily. Yeah, everyone's hands kind of lighten up a little bit. It's a game of Minesweeper, maybe.
Yeah, so we do have Tenpai over on Tommy's hand as well, looking for Mon 6 So.
And the pocket, the 1, 2, 3 was already called in pins, but they drew on the right the green dragons, so that hand is like you said, ready to go, waiting on the.
And there's the 8 So.
Coming for the person for Riley.
Picking up a quick 2 Han hand there, but that'll give him a little bit of momentum, and he's got that dealer turn coming up, so he can be a little aggressive right now. Moving on to South 3, Tommy's dealership, looking for the 9 So right now. The Wests are called right away by Michael for Yakuhai. He's just looking to keep this going. He's got a good shot at taking the lead right away, or at least a very juicy second. So he's wanting to really prioritize speed here, and that was a perfect opportunity to do that. So Dealer, on the other hand, has a great hand for speed as well.
Very, look at
that Ipeco forming up.
Yeah, that Ipeco shape is very nice. Ipeco is one of my personally favorite Yaku. It's just very pleasing to look at.
That it is. Of course, you can also go for Chitoy in this situation as well.
Yep, Chitoitsu, very close to that for sure.
Travis calling the Souths, moving that hand a bit closer. Got some other good shapes working in there, but I'm not
but still a couple Nishanten.
Yes, it'll take some time, especially with these hands forming up as quickly as they are. Got the 9 pin already called by Michael across the table.
And then there's always like a little bit of pressure.
Calling Khan.
Oh, nice.
The
And
new door is south, and that gives Travis
gives Travis.
free Dora right out there.
Chi.
Very nice.
That's going to
It's
change the
like,
complexion of
Go.
his hand big time. But
oh,
there's the Haku,
still
and
in.
that's going to deal straight in for 3 Han over to
Oh, getting a 3 Han.
and that's going to give him a last-minute lead here heading into all last. Can't believe we're here already.
Yeah,
Riley's dealership, he's... Go ahead.
I was just saying, this game has rocketed by.
And now Riley has a chance to start climbing here. Probably would like to at least see him get over 30K to avoid some serious point loss. But Tommy, on the other hand, though, is really pulling this ahead here with that Chun call and the South call. Double Yaku High could even turn this into Honitsu pretty quickly. But Riley,
deal in.
That's right.
Immediate.
I didn't even notice that was already 10 pi, and that's already the game.
Wow.
Tommy locking in that one. Not in the lead, but he's going to lock in a second place finish there. Michael coming in first, though, with a 21 points gain. Tommy gaining 11. Sirocco losing 8 points. Riley losing 24. But as you can see in the standings, this started out pretty close in the leaderboard. It's going to end this game pretty close as well, with Michael staying up in 5th, Riley in 6th, Travis moving into 8th with plus 3.2, and Tommy right at the par line there, negative 0.1 points. So this battle is far from over. We could see anybody change their standings at any point in this next game happening in just a few minutes getting started.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and going into this, you went into this so close. And it even, when I was talking about how dynamic the point spread was yesterday, I mean, those scores were all fairly close to each other. Everyone finished, like in Riley's case, for example, Riley was hurt more by that last place penalty than anything, but even wasn't terribly far off from that 30,000 starting mark. So definitely the atmosphere was right for a comeback for any of these players going to this next game, which should presumably is already started. We're locked behind the delay, of course.
But it should be starting here in just a few minutes. But yeah, not a lot of big hands in that. So the game did stay close. We did see a Mangan to start with right when we joined the broadcast, in fact. And then I believe there was one more. That was the one that Riley dealt into, if I'm not mistaken.
It'll be interesting to see if everyone continues to prioritize speed. I mean, everyone was just trying to play such a quick, just try to get their hands done as quickly as possible, which is why, we didn't see too much of a point spread, but, that's the game. And I wonder if that's, I think certainly in modern Mahjong, that becomes the prevailing notion of finish fast.
But whenever you're in a game where everybody's just itching to get through it quickly, you get that one big road bump, and that can really just be the savior for somebody and be total hell for everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's almost, and again, looking at their stats, I think it's, Travis you have two ends. So you have like Tommy, who has a call rate of over 50%, and then Travis has a call rate of 7%. So there's just such a wide, wide spread of, and then the others are sitting, about 25%.
Of course, these are all players new to the ARML, so we're only looking at data from 8 games, so I know that's going to make a little bit of a skew as far as showing some people calling way more than others. It could just be the way that those games in those first 2 sessions went. Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead.
I was saying another thing pointed out by our broadcast engineer here tonight, Jeremy. All only Roans that game, except for a couple of sumos, I believe. Is what he said. Yes, only one sumo, and every other result was Roan. No draws either. I mean, these are people playing very aggressively.
Yeah, so a game where it comes down to playing aggressively, and if you deal in, you deal in. But even like we were going back to what we were talking about earlier, it's not like there were any huge deal ins either. We saw that one Mangan, but for two Mangans, but for the most part, there weren't any really expensive deals.
That's right. Well, we'll see what happens now with game two getting underway. That'll be Travis starting us off. Fedora is one pin, and he's got one of them. Also got some pairs in the hand right now, and also a sequence with that 5, 6, 7. It's got a, as we're mentioning with speed, this is definitely a hand that can do that, picking up another door as well, so you've got some heft to this one as well.
And to the right, Riley starting off with some shapes that definitely have some room to grow too. A completed 7, 8, 9 pin shape, the 3, 5, which obviously can grow in either direction or complete itself right there in the middle. The 1, 2 so, pair of 5s and a 6 so some strong shapes there. Maybe not as close as dealer, but certainly still a pretty quick hand.
And speaking of big hands, up at cross, Tommy's got four pairs at the moment. Might have four hands, I'm not sure. But four pairs at the moment. That could, it's got a little bit behind depending, comparing to the other hands right now, but that could very easily catch up with just the right ones.
And then to the left, Michael starting with the having the pair of East in the hand. East one, that's obviously gonna could make a difference here. And some very nice shapes too. 2, 3, 3, 5 in pins, and 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 in Monzu. So
I was about to say, where's the East hiding? But there it is. Called immediately.
And Michael has room to accept Dora with the 2, 3, 3. So dealer trucking along though. Those shapes are growing nicely. 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, and so completing one of these pairs here into a set.
And we just saw another one of the Doras drop. Obviously, you don't want to call pwn on that, but that could turn into a very valuable pair. In fact, here's Ricci. He's going to look for the last one now, or the 2-pin.
And dealer getting to complete your run, I'm sure.
Oh, there's the Dora. Immediately dropped.
Dora. After the call too, Michael calls the 2, 3, 4 and draws Dora, drops it, dealing into the dealer, and
that's
getting a strong lead. East 1.
Wow.
Now at 42.
Travis there just blazing things up to get us started. We're still East 1. Hatsu already called. The Dora is 6-pin. He's got another one of those in hand, and we could see this explosive start blaze on even more with that easily fitting into this hand with the Dora. And some good shapes as well. We've got that 5, 6, 7 sequence, as I mentioned, 3, 4, 5 in the Sozu, and some sequences just waiting to start with that draw right there. Could be Pinfu forming its way up, possibly Sanshoku as well.
Yeah, Riley's hands looking strong too. 5, 6, 6, and Monzu 2, 3, 4 completed shape and pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So completed shape that which they just broke apart because they drew the 5 pins. So maybe getting rid of that one terminal in the hand. Now they've got Tanyao. And that hand is, believe, ready.
Just about, yeah. I would say, yeah, that's going to be a race between Riley and Travis here.
Yeah.
But looking across,
Yeah, right.
they could easily join this fray as well. You've got good shapes with the Manzu 2, 3, 4, 5, and a couple of edge and closed weights up in their hand as well.
But with the green dragon,
we've got a little bit of a disconnect now with Travis. That's 6. Not the one you needed, but probably okay to drop that. He's back now, so good news there. You always hate to see that happen in these online games.
Especially
Oh,
when you're
but here it comes.
at the draw.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's progress rather. I don't think that's quite what he needs to
No, we're still niche on 10 there. Ish on 10 with Riley and then into the left there with Michael. Michael still needs a couple tiles too.
Mm-hmm. Where everyone's just kind of waiting on the edge of Tenpai, it would seem. And, well, Tommy jumps into Tenpai there, looking for the 3-mon or the 6-mon. You can see plenty of those in the hands right now, including one already called on Tommy's side. And Sumo!
Sumo.
Only going to get the Hatsu, but that is just fine. 314, that's going to put him above 30k, and still plenty of time to turn that into a commanding lead as we head to the game here. Riley is going to start us off with the next dealer here in East 2. The Dora is the Chun, right? I always have to think about that one a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's the Chun.
What we say in our club is you remember Great Robot Wars.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
That's what
what's also brilliant, Tommy already Tenpai on the 3rd draw, calls Ricci looking for the white or those Dora white sorry, not the Dora. But the 1 pin and the Haku.
Just incredibly fast. You know, we're reaching
and get Sumo!
Sumo's Yakuhai.
Sumo Yakuhai, just a step away from getting Ipatsu as well, but that's going to be a Mangan. And really launch Tommy quickly ahead, ending Riley's dealership very quickly there. He'll get another shot, but Tommy's in the lead and has the dealership now. The Dora is 3, so he's got one in hand already, and some pretty decent looking shapes there right now with the 1, 2, 3 Mon. And
in fact, Tommy and Travis appear to be tied for points.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I see that. It's sometimes looking at the upside down numbers gets me sometimes. Yeah, good catch there.
Dealer's hand looking strong. Lots of possibilities. Almost maybe even just unfortunately too many pairs. At this point, you just start critically thinking about which of these pairs, do you start breaking up the pairs? Do you start leaning into the pairs?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
too many options at this point. I welcome opportunities sometimes, but this is the difficult decision for me to make sometimes.
Right.
I want to look at the left hand on the left now with Riley. Already an Anko of the Norths. That's Yakuhai for him. And some good shapes there. I believe that's just about ready to go with that hand the way it is.
A couple more draws, yep.
Mm-hmm. It's got a Dora as well, and that's going to help things too with that 7-mon. Well, not quite. Gives them some options, though.
Some good shapes. Michael has some really good shapes ready to reach. I was actually just about to mention. There's the reach.
There we go.
Ready to go. Waiting on the 3-6 pin.
And now Riley's reaching as well to pursue
a chase. I always love a good chase. And there.
But there's.
Ooh. Dora.
I believe the dealer also jumped into Tenpai right at the end there, I think. I saw something light up and then his hand got covered up, but wow.
East 4, and unfortunately Michael going into his dealership, not looking super hot under a, 10,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
But
The lone player below 30K right now, which means you have a lot of points to pay in that case.
But as dealer, I mean, you're looking at this hand. This could be a half flush easily.
That's right.
Or you prioritize. You can even prioritize some speed here with the nice 7-8 and the 4-6-8 and pins. Oh, nice.
But prioritizing speed is what you're going to have to do, and with that draw, you certainly can. Riley's already calling 2 melds here with East and the 6-mon. He's above 30K now. He's dodged a pretty rough time of it in the beginning parts of this round. But he can join this fight for first between Tommy and Sirocco.
Yeah, I believe.
Or Sir.
It's ready. Sirocco is ready.
Yeah.
And so just waiting on the 4-pin or the looking at his hand 7. So instead, not going for dealer making that call, not going for the half flush after all. But again, maybe you feel forced to because you're seeing all these calls at the table.
You just want to hang on to that dealership, and if you get a 5-pin, and as we can see, most of them are in hands already, looking pretty set there. Oh, Tommy, it's all a matter of who can call what first. Now, he's 10 pi on 3-mon, 6-mon. The 6-mon's already showing. Oh, a Khan of North. The new Dora is 4-pin.
Oh,
but there's the Roan.
Oh.
Tommy with a cheap hand, but a necessary one to get anything in there with that shootout happening. He's going to take the lead as well.
Michael losing his dealership, unfortunately not able to maybe kind of have the comeback you'd hope for.
Well, you still got another shot. South round starting just now.
That's right. So we still have a whole half of the game left.
Dealer, though, Sirocco, the Dora is 1-mon, and already calling the East, that can easily turn into a Onitsu hand with the Pinzu there. Some great shapes going on there.
Absolutely.
Pick any one of the Pinzu, they'll be right at home here.
Yep, and Riley on the right, some strong shapes. Already have a run of 4s in the pocket. Looks, you draw the 1-so, and then you have the double sequence. And that 6-8's just waiting on the 7. So some strong shapes there.
Meanwhile, the hand across it's got some catching up to do, but that's some good shapes. It's just seeing how far along everyone else might be at the moment. But not ready to count anybody out yet.
And Michael also with the potential of having a double sequence in Mons, just waiting on the 3 pair of 3 pins set. The 6. This is unfortunate for Michael.
We are 10 pi with that 9-pin coming out, and there's the Roan.
Immediately.
We have another lead change right away. Sirocco taking things almost to 40K. Staying as dealer. And this hand starting off pretty well for him again to repeat with. Got a sequence in the Sozu and plenty of pairs around it. The Dora is the 2-so. He's got one of those as well in that aforementioned sequence.
Right. So that's ready to go. Pair of 6s. That's 6, 7, 9. So dealer has had some useful draws here. To their right, Riley. Early reach from across the table. We didn't even make it over there yet. Already reaching.
Oh, man.
Waiting on the 1-4 Mon. really quick hands.
But look at this with the dealer now. That's Ishan 10, I believe, for getting, just get that 3-pin in there, and you're just about set to go.
Or
yeah, we have a reach already, 6-mon and 4-mon. Also, the 1-mon would fit there. No, it wouldn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the. It's 6-mon only. Okay, sometimes when it's across the table, I can't quite make out the characters, but
no
I
worries.
bet. 6-mons though are pairs in 2 players' hands at the moment, so I doubt we're seeing those come out.
Now that a reach has been declared, and there's the dealer doesn't have much incentive here to push, I wouldn't think.
I mean, you do have a lead. It's not a very big lead. Especially with Riley here, with his hand queuing up for some momentum to go into his dealership.
Riley's ready, just waiting on the Tonki weight of the 8-mon.
That's right. 8-mon currently, he's got 1. Oh, he's dropping it though. Now he's an open weight of 1 and 4-mon. 2 of them already down on the table though, but the rest are in the wall. Oh, there is a 4 in the hand across.
Cross, yeah.
But in those 25 tiles, that other ones could easily come out.
Absolutely. And even though that
Eat.
Oh, they're calling reach and putting down the 6-mon.
But the dangerous tile deals in immediately.
Dora 1.
So
that's
again,
another lead change.
And again, this is a game that's following the same trend of lots of deal-ins, not a lot of simple.
Right, it's a cutthroat match here at B2 tonight in the ARML. The Dora is 7 so, as Riley picks up a dealership, hoping to make a little bit more of it this time. And looking at his hand, though, that's going to be a little bit of work to pull that one off. We'll see what happens.
But has some Dora acceptance there with the 6-8 shape. Good draw from. I'm trying to read the name. I'm sorry. Who's that? Tommy. Tommy's at the right, and so
Tommy's on the right.
Yep, and those are some very nice shapes there on the right, with the 2-2-3. So 6-6 or mon. I'm sorry, 6-6 8-mon. Calling the 2s. So it looks like going for Tanyao here.
Eat.
Yeah, it's just you want to speed this in pretty quickly, but we already got 10 pie across with Michael.
Michael reaching, looking to maybe
the 1 or the 4. 1 would make this Ipeko. If he picks that up, that would be an extra Han for that. Ipeko, no Dora, but that would be still reachy. Kind of just need anything to, you're not going to catch up with the 3 leaders. In your eyes, they're 3 leaders right now. You're not going to catch up with them in one swoop, but you just want to get some good momentum starting off. But there's the 7.
in the sumo.
Oh, that's right. He would be waiting on that as well. That was a 3-sided weight.
But puts them closer to 10,000, which will make the maybe you get over that mark as you approach dealership.
You just want to make things easier for your dealership at this point. Just give yourself as much progress as you can, because your time is definitely not on your side with these players tonight.
No, just everyone again. It's just so fast.
Speaking of so fast, it's already South 3. The 5 so is the Dora. And we've got some great shapes in the dealer's hand right now with the Manzu, already 2 sequences locked in. Got a pair of the 7s as well, a 7-pin.
Yeah, it will not take much for the dealer's hand to become ready to go. potential Yaku High green dragons, a pair of green dragons in Michael's hand, ready to call some other pairs too. Pair of the birds, pair of the 3-pin, pair of the 5-pin. So that could turn into some shenanigans.
Wow. Yeah, indeed. I just need something here to keep some momentum in the game here. Looking across, we got Sirocco's hand also developing pretty beautifully, I would say. Still got some work for him, but there's a sequence there of the 7, 8, 9, or the 6 option as well.
Yeah, and then Riley. Oh, and the
We got
dealer
reach from Tommy.
on the 5, just waiting on the 3. So
Pair of
not.
which is in that hand we were just taking a look at with Sirocco. The other 2 in the wall somewhere.
Yes, other 2 somewhere not accounted for. Unlikely to come out
Eat.
of Sirocco's hand.
Oh,
Michael,
we got another pursuit reach from Michael.
he drew the Yaku High he needed, so now
Boom.
he's going to close that guy and
Oh,
heals
picks up
into Michael.
Ikatsu.
No, wow, and that
Oh,
4.
and picks up 2 Uradoras.
Wow, 2 Urodoras.
Oh,
Wow,
that's got to
definitely.
give you some hope right there.
Yeah, definitely the hand you want to get going into your dealership. We're talking about picking up momentum. Doubled his score right there.
Oh man,
Now,
taking third is a very much an option for Michael at this moment. Looking at this hand, it could happen with this hand right here, especially picking up that 3-so. And yeah, some good sequences forming up, a good Pinfu in the cards, perhaps, maybe even Sanshoku, though that's a kind of a ways off. The door is 2-pin, had to drop that though, and I totally agree with that move because you want speed right now. You got to compete with some pretty fast cutthroat players right now. So I definitely see how that's gonna turn out here.
Michael's going to want to hang on to his dealership for as long as he can, or just hopefully hit Riley across from him. But even not far off now, striking distance of either Riley or Tommy. So
We should note that last play there, that last Roan brought Tommy below 30K,
right.
which is going to put him in the negative territory right now. But he has a shot of getting back pretty easily with this hand as well, especially with that Anko of the East. That's not Yaku High, but it will help this hand move along.
And Travis with a pretty nice looking hand here, completed shape, and the 1 mon 5-6-6, 1-3 pin, and 3-4-5,
Eat.
5-7. In fact, with that 2 big
Tenpai.
team ready and immediately
And a
reached
pursuit Tenpai.
a chase reach.
Rather.
Eat.
Wow. And the
And another
third
one.
reach. Oh my gosh. Everyone getting Tempai together. Just reach. Wow.
And for Michael, and now he's got to find a way to keep going, but that's going to deal in.
Oh. And that will.
Breaks.
Oh.
Ooh, gets an Uradora on the way out the door. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Sirocco cementing his lead and pushing everyone else below with those Riki calls, pushes everyone else below 30K, and we were just looking at everyone above 30K.
Wow.
What a change of
that was a game.
action.
That was a game.
A game indeed. Yes, Sirocco taking home 39.2 points. I believe the Travis, yes, the standings have updated now. Riley losing a half point there, not too bad there. Tommy with a loss of about 8 points, and Travis losing 30 there. And what was a valiant effort, but sadly ended with a pretty heartbreaking deal in with everybody going reach. But that'll move Travis up to 5th place, Riley in 6th, Michael in 7th there, and Tommy in 9th, again, just below par. that anything can happen here in this when these four go down to the table again for their next two games. I mean, you saw it there. I don't think we'll see anything different next time. It's going to be real fast, real cutthroat action.
Which, Blaine, were we wanting to move over and look at what's going on at the A2 table now? We've seen a couple of games.
Yes, I'm seeing all those players in chat now. In fact, yeah, you're welcome for the commentary there, Zephyr. So it looks like they're going to wrap it up for tonight, but after all that action, I don't blame you. I'd need to take a breather too. But yeah, I believe we've got another game now starting up, or it's already underway. I believe this one's in the A2 division.
Yes, A2. We've got Aaron from OC Mahjong, Vincent from Richinomi. We actually got two people from Richinomi. Kevin is also from Richinomi, and Gina, who's unaffiliated.
Beach.
But another game we're playing coast to coast. We've got Richinomi in New York City and OC Mahjong, on the other side of the country. So I think I said it last night too. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I guess what's so cool is how national these digital games have make the game.
Right. Well, some crazy stuff already appears to have happened in this game. Things are still pretty close, it would seem. We're moving into East 4 already now. With Butterfly's dealership now. The door is one, so you've got that, but a lot of honors and a lot of other rather disjointed shapes at the moment. But
yeah, fortunately, not a strong hand for the dealership. Too far away to be fun for Kokushi Musho.
Yeah, I agree with dropping the Dora there. I mean, you kind of just need to prioritize what little bit of the middle you've got in this case.
Right, and just let the hand grow, and
Zeno picking up a Anko of Haku. That's when the honors are working out for you. We got a pair of Easts and a Hatsu as well, and you've got some good pairs. Well, you've got a pair with the Sozu and some other things you could perhaps. I mean, if you want to go for Honitsu, any one of those suits would work at this moment.
Yeah, and Kevin to the right with some strong shapes, just teetering, that 5-6-6 so just ready to finish. The 2-2-3 Mon, 7-8 Mon, 3-4-5 pin completed with a six pair of 6 pins. So interesting to see how that can kind of continue to morph. Might be the quickest looking, well, not including all those honors there on Aaron's side. Like you said, just makes for a very quick. I mean, the two Easts and the two Easts and the Yakuhai in the pocket, and draws another so. You could easily make this.
Calling the Easts now for Yakuhai.
Calling the East. Not going for the pitches the 9 so breaks apart his so's a little bit. I was curious to see if he was going to go for a half flush. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
I mean, getting double Yakuhai, that'll get you above 30K right now.
And it'll go into your dealership.
Of course.
So yeah, so I don't blame the priority on speed here.
And there's Tenpai waiting on the 4-so, 8-so. And of course, those are the pairs already locked up in his hand. But 8-so also in Farcon's hand. That's Vincent. And
Gina's hand as dealer has come a long way, and especially perfect draw right there, ready.
Oh, we're Ricci.
Since we looked away, it's become ready and has declared reach.
But progress and a sumo, Ipatsu.
Wow, Ipatsu.
Had you told me looking at that hand at the start that this would be the one that wins, I wouldn't have believed you. There it is right here.
Goes back to what I was saying earlier in the cast. The further away your hand is in the beginning, just the faster it can, grow.
Mm. Yep. There
Just
you have it.
and
All right. Looking at East 4 continuing here with the dealership of Butterfly, also known as Gina. The 9 pin is the Dora, and we see one of those in hand right now. Also, some good sequences in the Sozu, some good opportunities there, especially with that Tuso pickup. And a
yeah,
couple of Manzu just kind of floating there. We'll see what happens with those.
yeah. Well, maybe she can turn this hand into something again.
Now, if you can turn something into that hand, you can turn something into any hand.
Oh, absolutely. Drops the Dora in favor of
Hmm.
some speed, but that's that's okay.
I think
Uh,
that's a sign of good discipline there, knowing when the Dora is just going to be a bump on log and not going to do anything, so you just got to cut it loose right away. But
right.
look at these other hands forming up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Across Vincent's hand, already got an Anko of South, a pair of the West, already sequences in Pinzu. Not quite Manzu, but we're getting there.
Yeah, almost.
Already Shanten.
Yeah, Nishan 10 there. And on the right, that's with the call of the Yakuhai with the green dragons. That won't take a lot. The 479, unfortunately, just a little disjointed. 246, in the Manzu, a much prettier shape. With the draw of that 3, now now it's kind of coming together, and now you're 3-4, and then the 7-9. So,
Mhm.
and now that the Yakuhai is out, the Green Dragons have been called, and so there is an ability to call and go for some speed here. Gina's hand developing nicely. Look at all these pairs. The pair
Oh, yeah.
again.
Pick up another one.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
but
not going to take it.
nope, not gonna take it. Um,
Probably going for Ipeco, I would say.
1
But
we
we
got
already got Ricci from Zeno waiting now on the 7 mon or the 4 mon.
7 or the 4.
Those sevens are the pair in Gina's hand at the moment. The pair also, 2 pairs of 4 mon in the other 2 players' hands as well. It'll be tricky to draw this one.
Oh, another pair. Gina, Gina may be changing her mind here.
Mm-hmm. And
You
as
know,
Yoshi's pointing out in the chat, Pinfu Itsu shot for Zeno as well. If you pick up that 4, it's Itsu for the Manzu.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Actually,
And
I need to get back to the comps. But yeah, so maybe with that reach, just and another call. So pushing from across the table.
Still seeing this as anyone's game, and so they're going to try to push for it.
Ooh,
Oh, that draw.
that could have been scary.
Yeah, for Gina's hand there.
Yeah,
That's
drops the.
still, I'd say, probably looking to fold out of
Oh,
this.
look at
Oh,
that!
hang on.
Very
That turns this into
now.
something.
Yeah, wow. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs.
We're
Draw
Ishan 10 for Chitoy now.
Cheetoy. Yeah, Ishan 10 on Cheetoy. Fair. Oh, but drawn the 5. So now you look okay. Do you go to the pairs, or now do you start thinking about? Okay, that could be a. What's nice is there's some flexibility to be draw finish up some of those other pairs, or that 5 can come out and you can reasonably feel, okay, I've got 3 of
Right.
the 5 in my hand.
But it looks like this hand is going to go to the draw, though. Not going to
Yeah,
deal into that dangerous looking, well, not too dangerous, but it would still be a pretty bad setback as the leader.
sure.
But we'll gladly pay 1,000 to make this pass on.
Sure,
At
but
some point, you've
much
got to
better.
drop dealership. That's probably the easiest way to drop dealership if
Yeah,
you've got to be part of the payment there.
sure. Well, and still kind of fighting there towards the end with all those pairs that were coming together nicely. So didn't even
Mhm.
have to sacrifice a lot. That could have very easily gone a different way.
Mm-hmm. We're now in South 1. The Dora is North. Not seeing any of those around at the moment, but we've got some good sequences in the dealer's hand right now. The 4, 5, 6, possibly even Suanko at the moment. Looks like Tenno is frozen, so we'll reload there. But quite a game so far. And we're back. Okay. So, and yes, that hand's only developed further, it seems. The 4, 5, 6 chance on Sanshoku, and other possibilities in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone else to the right got Vincent with some shapes that the 6, 7, 8 pin is completed. The rest are kind of you have the 1, 3, the 1, 3. Not great, but certainly not the worst either.
But take a look at Gina's hand now, finishing off 2 sequences in Manzu, and has a chance at finishing a few others in the other suits as well. At 6, well, okay, that's a good move too, to shift things ahead on that side. Looking for Pinfu, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And up across, we've got some pairs forming up in the hand there in Zeno's hand. 3 pairs at the moment. Some good sequences as well. I'm trying to see where this hand might start going.
Gina's hand still continues to develop nicely. Look at that draw with the 6.
Mm.
And so does that. Do you drop the 4 and be ready? Yep. Reached on the 4.
Gina now Tenpai, yes, on the 3 pin or the 6 pin. And the 6 pin just drawn, but that's going to fit pretty nicely in Kevin's hand.
Sure.
But we're also... See, he's Tenpai on the 8. That's a Tanki weight? No? Yes, it would be.
8 so come out on the read. Ooh.
Oh, now he's going to chase. Now waiting on the 5 so or the 6 pin. And picks it up, Ipatsu.
Wow. Ipatsumo. And...
Really a big one.
Ooh,
no Uradora, but do you really need it after that?
Oh, well, look at that. Look at that win for the dealership.
Wow. Taking a commanding lead here.
Absolutely.
Wow, and so South 1 continues 3 Honba now. You got to start thinking about that in terms of the score that's up for grabs here. The Dora is 6-0, and this hand could accept it. Otherwise, a good Anko of the 6 Manzu, and not a whole lot else. Got a little bit of work for him there, but it's still early on. Could catch up.
And no one, I mean, we're South 1 going into the second half of this game, and no one is far from, Kevin did just take a really good lead there, but everyone's still very close to, at the very least, the starting value of 30K. But it's no one's out of this game yet.
Oh, absolutely not. Still very close. I mean, not very close, but still pretty close. I mean, we have plenty of time for people to switch places here.
Right. And yeah, no one's, I mean, Kevin is, approaching 40, but, Gina, she's floating just above 30. So, certainly for the people vying for second, yeah, but going on in these hands, the dealer with some very nice shapes, completed. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. So draws the 6, completing that shape.
That's gonna go to Ricci.
Senpai and immediately reaches because of course.
On the 6-0, which is not a great weight, but you could still. That's the Dora.
That's Dora.
That's not nothing.
Yeah,
unfortunately, that tile is pretty well locked up in all 3 of the other players' hands right now, so I don't see that coming out.
No, but I guess you think to yourself, either I'm going to draw Dora, and
Mhm.
yay, or hopefully scare everybody else out of Tempai and just take the payments and continue my dealership.
Yep, I mean, you've got the dealer's advantage there for sure. Oh, but now
Ooh,
Farcon Vincent is joining Tenpai as well on that 5-pin Tonki weight.
so yeah,
And that,
another interesting weight
yes.
to be.
Only one of those on the discard pile so far. All the rest of those in the wall, 25 tiles left.
Everyone else,
Well, that's some progress on Zeno's hand there. Oh, the 5 pins drawn by Gina. That's going to fit in your hand, I'm pretty sure.
it'll fit in the hand. Don't need to do anything crazy. In fact, needed that,
ロン
but
Oh, he drops it.
drops it and deals in. I wonder, there was a, seemed like she was thinking. I wonder, if that was an auto discard.
It could be. I mean, the timer in this game can
Is
sometimes really put the pressure on. And I mean,
Yeah, it can be
it's a
pretty
very difficult situation you've got to make fast. But sad day there either way. Moving
Dealers
on to,
starting strong.
yes, South 2 is looking very good for Vincent right now. The Dora is 9, so not really a place for that in this hand, but you don't need to really worry about that in this situation.
You're a dealer with the potential of a Yaku High, and you're already starting with some very strong shapes. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Interesting to drop the 1 pin in favor of the 6 pin there.
you could easily get a 3-4-5, 3-4-5, 3-4-5 shape
This is true.
here, which adds some point value, and that would be very nice. Uh,
Mhm.
only one person actually starting with Dora in their hand, and that is it's on the left there. But across the table, there
1
is some not really much acceptance elsewhere at the table, I guess I'd say.
Mhm. We're seeing the calls come hard and fast now. Zeno calling the 4, 5, 6 pin, 3, 4, 5 pin called just before that by Vincent,
Hmm.
and that's going to end his hand. Looks like he's going to start. Zeno's going to start heading towards Itsu of some sort. Could make use of one of those 3 disjointed honors right now, but
Yeah,
otherwise,
I wonder how much longer before, or if at all, the White Dragon will come out. If the White Dragon came out, that would make Dealer Ishan 10.
right? And I mean, you've got to start thinking about which honor are you going to cut, because they're only going to get more dangerous the later we go on to this thing. We're in the second row already.
Absolutely. Green Dragon going out maybe makes that decision a little easier.
Still hanging on to it though. Maybe, I mean, at this point, maybe it's a safe tile. I
Yeah.
mean, it is a safe tile at this point, but
3, 4, 6. Unfortunately, not the draw the dealer needed there. Instead, the next player gets it. That was
that's a good
strong.
progress though.
Yeah, and so do you break apart?
Looks like
Okay.
he will. Breaking
Yeah.
apart 3-4 Mon, favoring the Pinzu here, the 3-4 pin. Just to
ポン
get this hand through the gate. Oh, calls the 3, and now
Now it's
Tenpai
ready.
on 4 pin and the Haku.
If that White Dragon comes out now, it is very live. It's almost at this point.
It's the
Um,
difference of would have made him Tenpai, but now it's going to make him win the hand with an
right.
extra Han.
And so now you have to kind of wonder if he'll sync with that tile.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he
No,
picks up the Hatsu. Oh
will it come
no,
out? Oh,
that's
it
going to bring
comes
the white
out.
out.
Oh, and the deal in. Oh no.
Not a very big deal in, but still, that's going
No.
to keep Farcon as dealer. You never want to really deal into an East hand there, but that's exactly what
Or
happened.
you didn't too. You didn't. There weren't many tiles left.
That's right. Yeah, I could have just folded, try to go for the draw, but Instead,
Yeah.
some points are exchanged, and we're moving into South 2, repeat 1. The Dora is the 7 pin, and he's got it right now.
Home.
But some great shapes in Sozu right now. The 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can make some fun stuff with that. Also a good shape of the Manzu as well. Hatsu already called by Zeno, though. Take a look at that hand.
Yep, Aaron ready to truck along, maybe win some points back. And with the 2, 2, 3, 8, 9 shapes and pin, and with that 7 draw was great. So now we've got a completed shape, very close to being ready there. Couple more draws, couple more good draws, just like that.
Mm-hmm. And across, Gina has some good sequences going there at the moment. A couple of floating Pinzu to deal with, and a little bit of the Sozu as well, but that hand is getting pretty close as well. Oh, but look at the dealer now. 5, 6, 7, Ipeco.
Wow. Yeah, 5. That is very nice. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. I wonder how much longer before you drop the Dora, or just maybe you're hoping
Yeah.
Dora becomes the pair, the pair Tonki weight.
Kind of a hard thing to call there. Well, I mean, I would usually drop the East in this situation, but
Sure.
even though that could, I mean, it's not as
Home.
much value though, but I mean, you got to start thinking about, again, hanging on to these tiles that only get more and more dangerous as the game progresses.
Right. Although, well, in South too, here's the East in the South round becomes a safe tile.
Oh, that's right. That is true. It's
Maybe,
points for him, but not for anybody else.
right. So maybe you hang on to it, and then at the end, someone reaches, it's a safe tile.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But everyone else's hands come
And that
together.
5 Manzu backfire, he had to put 2 back, then gets the 4. Oh, man.
Unfortunate. What is this game? Interesting. Aaron, just like the last hand, hanging on to those honors. The white finally comes out. I'm curious if I could ask. You've got 2 other whites out, so that stayed in his hand for a bit.
It's out there now. Is waiting on a few more Pinzu to really polish this off. Just go for as easy of a Honitsu as you possibly can at this point. We're getting towards the end already, with only 17 tiles remaining.
Kevin's hand looking nice. Potential. It's what it's missing right now is a pair. If you look at it, depending on how you look at it, if you draw the 4 pin, you could maybe drop one of the 9s, have that 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 shape with the pair of the 9s, or you draw 3 and you cut the 5, and then your pair is the 6s. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that hand's nice.
It is
quite a bit.
Meanwhile, the dealer not catching a break. You can see almost a row. Well, it's a row and a half now of Sumogiri.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, it's just an awkward situation for this hand where you have some of the shapes are already locked in. Ipeco very strong, but then you got a floating Dora and a floating Tone, and no one's dropped the Tone yet. I still believe that's the case. And at this point, you're just looking to draw probably.
Everyone's getting one last draw here.
Another 4, man. Oh.
Or it's
just look at those discards. That could have become 5 different things. Oh, the whole table, though, no 10. So that's going to move things ahead. No payments made. I guess that's the best situation you can hope to drop dealership with. But he'd probably like to get a few more points with that. Try for the lead. But we are moving on to South 3. The Dora is 8 mon. We've got one in the dealer's hand right now. Got some work out for him. I don't see anything complete at the moment except for that pair of 9 so. but we're going to have to see how that develops.
But room to develop, and everybody with a Dora in their hand. Except I say that as they drop Dora, which is fine.
Oh. Right. Again, I mean, especially after what happened last time, you're thinking, well, let's just drop this now. Of course, I guess they didn't see what happened with Vincent's hand last round.
Interesting discard of the 6 there from dealer, perhaps maybe looking at a Chanta outside hand. Although it looks like it's far away from that. So
for the Chanta, yeah, you still have a lot of middle tiles there with that 4-4-5 Pinzu.
Yeah.
That's a shape you
So
don't really
that's
want
why,
to ignore.
yes, but they favored dropping the 6 over the 9.
Yeah,
So that's, but I guess that's maybe
true.
that has to do with Dora. Well, does
Didn't
Dora
call the 3-mon there. And
Dora?
not picking up that 9 pair.
Yeah.
I mean, the 9 pair, you'd probably want to still keep the Dora relevant in this hand, but
Right. Yeah, Dora didn't look like it would be impacted by either of those discards, so no, just interesting. But yeah, and to the right, some nice shapes. Yakuhai, potentially. We see one red dragon in the dealer's hand. No other red dragons accounted for. So there's one floating somewhere.
Drops the Haku immediately.
Drops the Haku. Hanging on to the south as well. But the other shapes are just no completed shapes. Just all shapes that are teetering on being completed.
Now we have a call of the 7-mon from Xeno, and that's a step towards Chanta. That gonna be at a disadvantage of waiting that long to start calling on this, though.
Right.
I mean, I'm not seeing. There's another 3-mon, but that's over in Gina's hand right now.
And if they were going for Chanta, then maybe they would have kept the East and pitched a 4. I'm not.
Unless they're going to start committing for 7-8-9 Sanshoku.
Okay. Yeah, maybe, and you know what? And now we've got a pair of the 1. So Chanta is still very much, alive here.
Absolutely. Still got to think of something to do with that 4-4-5, though, if that's the case.
And it draws the 6, which does not make that decision easier. So I think at this point you are locked into the 7-8-9, 7-8-9, 7-8-9.
Right, and that could still happen. I mean, they do have there's 2 of the 8-sos out right now, already discarded. The 7-pin, one of those just came out across the table.
If they and draws
it.
Wow, nice.
Lucky you.
They pass on that call.
Now is Tenpai for the 8-so.
Gina does
only
not.
One left, though.
Wow. But 10 less. Gina
grab the dealership by the skin of its teeth here. I guess either way, you're looking at a good route to draw here.
Yeah, and I mean, you're Tenpai going into the last 15 tiles.
There it is! There's the 8-so!
Wow.
It looked lock up, but it wasn't.
The last one comes
Picking
out.
up 2,900 points and staying dealer. Wow. Still in last, but you make plays like that, you're gonna be tasting the gold in a little bit here.
Oh yeah, just keep, they're able to keep that momentum up.
3 Honma now for South 3. We're seeing a good starting hand here. Ipeko possibilities with that 6-6-7-7 Mon. 2-3-4, good shape for the Sozu as well. And yeah, that could continue this streak here.
Yeah, but to the right, Gina starting pretty nice too. 1, 2, 3 completed shape. 4, 5 just one, very open and able to complete a reach from across the table.
Sorry, on the left rather.
Yeah, from Gina. Sorry, I was disoriented.
Oh, that's from Vincent's hand there. 5-pin 8-so is what he's waiting on now.
And it's a very early reach, so
that's gonna really send some shockwaves through the table here. 8-so is still sitting in Gina's hand.
Gina's hand. Not likely to come out,
It is a closed weight, so I mean that's what you're thinking on the chopping block of cutting those, but you still got some floating pinzu there you got to deal with. So
Right.
oh, there's an 8-so there,
Oh,
but that's got much more of a place in the dealer's hand.
Yep, that's going to fit nicely. Probably will pitch the 2-pin here.
The 4-pin instead, that works as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hmm.
With the
Speed here tonight.
red dragon here. So yeah, that in the dealer's hand looking still pretty strong. That 5 or 9 pin would make, and drawing the 2. Oh,
3-pin backfire there.
Now it's unfortunately
Gotta hang on to it for now.
puts them in Furitin.
Yes. Still though, 4 of 10 is still 10 pi. If you're thinking about the long game here with the draw, we are already approaching the third row.
Right.
Like the
Aye.
and you have that early reachy, so you're thinking, well, everybody else might be folding on this, and
That's a draw. Very nice draw. So you start breaking apart. Okay.
the 7, so
That means the 8 is good. The 8 is almost guaranteed to come out now at this point, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
And there it is.
There it is. Oh.
Deals in. Loses their dealership.
Right when you need it most.
Dropping, unfortunately, quite a bit. Going the other way of unfortunately, where they wanted to head there.
We're moving on to all last now. It is South. And
another fast game.
Yeah. And another fast hand from Gina. We've got 2 Dora in it already with the 5-so. And with good shapes in Sozu, well, there's still a lot of work here to do with the other suits, but that 5-mon will help that you just picked up.
5-mon definitely helps. Some decent shapes, at least in the first half of the hand there on the right. 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. That can evolve into a couple different things, especially with the draw of that just 3 right there. So now you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So that was a very good draw there. Some floating honors, and some floating so, but not a huge deal. I think that's a hand that can still develop really quickly.
Vincent's hand is coming along pretty nicely. We got a good shape with the Manzu, good shape ready to go for the Pinzu. Some good Sozu shapes as well, ready to accept the Dora wherever it's at. And picking up that West as well to get a pair of the Seat Wind, that would help out as well.
And then finally on the left, we've got a hand that just had a really useful draw, and is now kind of sitting pretty with their pins in the but the Mon.
Right. Well, at this point, you got to think about big plays. If you want a shot at even getting above 30K, you're going to have to do something big. Looking at these discards so far, I mean, Shinitsu, it's a long way to go, but that might be what you're thinking of in Xeno's situation here.
Sure. And just hopefully, we're all last. How close can you get to 30,000? And if you want a big enough hand off the dealer, could end up in 3rd place.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Butterfly calling the 8-so to, well, that was a while back, but called the 8-so, and that's a step closer there with that pickup of the 6-pin.
Might go for all calls now.
Yeah. I mean, as dealer, you've got that advantage. Get yourself above 30K, then think about maybe I can go for the lead.
one step at a time, right?
Exactly. One step better than no step, for sure.
Yeah, so we'll see what the 7 comes right out.
Hmm. Meanwhile, on Zeno's end, looking like maybe not going for Honitsu there. Discarding a pair of the 1-pin there. Maybe thinking of a hand that can just help minimize damage, but... I mean, actually,
Across the table is now ready,
there you
waiting.
go. 7 so West.
If he gets the West, that's his wind. That would probably be the well, and that's dead. The Wests are dead.
And he's going to drop those, we see.
Drop, yeah. With that latest draw, so stepping away from Tin Pie, but making for a better weight.
Mm-hmm.
Beach.
Very interesting, these final acts of the
Oh.
game here. And there's a reach from
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin
Waiting
is.
on that 6-mon that Gina just drew.
Ooh.
Hang on to that, though. Good defense. Also waiting on the... Yes, the 3-mon, 6-mon. One of the 3-mons just called, though, in Zeno's meld.
Yeah, and where do we have this? The 6s. Everyone has a 6 in their hand. It looks like it would be most likely to come from Gina's hand, but I think Gina's.
It could come right now.
Oh,
There it is.
Oh.
It's
And
a shame, but you had to push it.
Yeah.
At least dodging a Patsu, as Yoshi pointed out in chat, but that'll be the end of the game, and give Kevin not the lead, but pretty dang close. Farcon's going to take this one though, adding 22 points to his score, and Kevin with 11 points, Gina losing 7 there, and Zeno dropping 25 points there. These are all people that are kind of jockeying for position. They're all in just below the... I think they're all in the demotion range in their pool right now, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see what happens when those points update. We've got another game, though, coming in just a few minutes from this group. Their final game together in this session.
Forgive the ambulance. I don't know if you can hear that.
Oh, I don't hear that, but hope everyone's okay over there.
Yeah, I live between a hospital and a fire station, so.
Oh, things are pretty loud by you. And things
Yeah.
are pretty loud on this table. I mean, we saw a lot of... things went pretty fast, except for that one no 10. It seemed like everybody was just really hopping at each other, just jumping, jockeying for position here.
Absolutely. And even as, again, Aaron probably wished for a better game, but still not. Like, everyone was fairly close to 30,000. So Gina walked away with the third place hurting her more than she was actually down in points.
Mm-hmm. Still waiting on the leaderboard to update there, but I mean, this will decide who goes where at the. This is a pretty important game.
Right, and their last game, like you said, together. So
there we go. There's some updated stats now. Vincent taking 7th with an even 10 points. Kevin in 10th place, just below 0 with negative 8.4. Gina with a negative 19.4, and Aaron in, I believe that's 13th with negative 63. Kind of breaking up the pack there, but
pulling away from each other a little bit. But in this table seems just like the last table we were watching. Pretty aggressive. Not a lot of sumos.
yeah.
Although there were some impressive sumos. I mean, there's some
Absolutely. Tatsumos.
Yeah, Potsumos, which are always incredible to see, but still lots of deals. And it's the other prevailing notion is if you are going to deal into a cheap hand, not a Hanuman or Mangan.
Well, hope springs eternal, and in just a few seconds here, we'll be starting this next match here in the ARML. But yeah, as you said, a very tumultuous night we've chosen to broadcast as well from A2 and B2.
So we'll see if the this table here continues to pull away from each other in the standings. I think if you're Aaron going into this game, or I mean, really, I'm not going to even single him out. Everybody, going into this game, Vincent is the only one that's positive. So everyone really needs to look for some maybe big scores here to really change where they're standing on the, the standing at the end of this week.
Anything can happen. I mean, we're only getting to the midway point of the league here. And as Korak and Yoshi pointing out in the chat, pretty close standings-wise right now, except for Claire there at the bottom having a rough go of it, and Minko at the top having a great go of it. 4 wins and 6 second places. It's all positive right now, I believe.
And here we go, going into the final game of the evening.
8mon is the Dora, starting us off, and it's in the dealer's hand right now. Zeno taking first dealership. Good sequences in the Monzu. Another one about ready to go there. And some good pairs queuing up as well.
Yeah, to the right, some really good strong shapes. Getting started at 4, 5, 7, and the Mons completed set of the 2 pins, completed set of the 4 pins. With that 5 pin there, the 4 could easily become the pair, and you still have a set, and that's always nice. Be interesting to see how long the Norths can stay in the hand as the pair, or maybe they get dropped off in favor of when some other shapes start to complete.
Meanwhile, I think we got a Kokoshi run up across there, starting us off with Kevin's hand.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is wow, and draws the south. Look how close that is.
Wow.
That's
But you got to be looking at that as everybody else saying, he just dropped a whole Onko of 8 so there.
There's
What's
his
going
pair.
on here? Picks up another 9mon.
Another 9? Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Wow, this is
Fasten your seatbelts. We might be hitting the 0 to 60 in about just a minute here.
Yeah, we'll see how these next couple draws go, but this is if you're everybody else at the table, hopefully they're looking at his discards and going, something scary is happening over there.
A disturbance in the force. Meanwhile, Gina's hand on the more practical side of things got some pairs going and some sequences starting to form up. Good progress there. Still got some work to do.
The dealer's hand progressing nicely since we last looked at it. The drawing another 2, so now that was a really good draw. In fact, because now if you draw the 1 or you draw the 4, now you've got a double sequence, and boom, look at that, another really good draw from the dealer, putting them able to reach.
And they go for it.
They're going for it. So they aren't going for they're instead 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So just waiting on that 7. It is going to be only 1 missing, 1 already out in the river, 2 in the hand to the left. So there's 1 unaccounted for.
We got another pursuit reach though. North and 5-so looking for now. And we're not seeing, we're seeing 1 of the 5-sos in the discard pile, another North there as well. 2 more left in the walls, though.
And
while that Kokoshi seems to have stalled, but you're just looking for that 1mon.
The 1 or in the west.
1 and the west.
So still dangerously close.
Oh, but there's the 4, and that'll end this because we missed this one, but Gina got 10 pie very quickly there.
we got distracted by what was going on across the table from
There was
dealer.
a lot to take in. There was a lot to take in on that opening hand. But Gina's going to come ahead with their impressive lead. East 2, though, we're moving right along. The Dora is north, and Vincent's got one already. And some good stuff happening here as well with a sequence in the Pinzu, a sequence queuing up in the Monzu as well. Got some work, but in pretty good shape starting out.
Yeah, absolutely, and how do you say, pretty developable shapes to the right. You know, a few pairs that can turn into something on their own, but even these pairs, the way they're positioned next to each other, 2 2 4 4 5, for example, in the cell, you could you could keep those pairs. They could become sets. They can run into each other. So that's a really flexible hand on the right.
Meanwhile, on the left, we've got a Chanta chance here. 1, 2, 3, possibly even Sanshoku, even though the Monzu are nowhere to be found on that front at the moment. Probably just going to go for the Chanta there. And I believe we skipped Gina's hand there.
but Gina has a nice hand.
Yes.
4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So the Monzu shapes are looking good with one already complete, another one very open ended. That 4, 5. The closer you are to 5, when you're building shapes, the faster they're gonna come. So Gina might be. It looks like she's Ishan 10, if I'm reading that right.
I believe you're right. And now Zeno is Tenpai, though. Going to call for the reach. 9 Mon and Hatsu. Hatsu just came out across from him, but there's another one out there. As well as another Monzu. Well, there's Monzu is in Gina's hand right now.
And the question is, where does that last one go? If it's drawn, how likely is it someone drops it with the reach out and no other, with only one green dragon out?
Kind of a tough going there.
But everyone thinking carefully here, drops the 1.
Yeah, the dealer's dropping the 1 there. Possibly going into more defense, I believe.
Yeah, maybe kind of bailing sideways a little bit, or no, bailing altogether, maybe.
Yeah, looks like a fold here from the dealer. It's only East 2. You're still in pretty good shape. You don't want to get into any lower than you're at right now, though.
You're teetering just under
that decision.
Yeah, you're just under 30,000. No need to jeopardize that. But look at that. The green dragon is out.
The last one.
Oh.
That's a Mangan there.
Mangan dealing. Good news for Aaron, who was hurting last game. To win a Mangan here gives him some early point advantage. Of course, lots of games left.
Kevin, though, is dealer now, looking to correct deal in. North is the Dora once again. He's immediately going to drop it. Looks like he's going for speed with this hand, and you can see why. Some good pairs, some good sequences forming up. Well, the sequences are not quite there yet, but, that's definitely the possibility here for sure.
Yeah, to the right, Gina with some awkward shape, some awkward floating tiles, but still some kind of potentially strong shapes, especially in pins. Drawing the other east right there was a very good draw. We are in the east round, so that's her win too. And that's coming along. Just need to figure out what to do with those floating Monzu. But I think the pins are going to kind of finish themselves.
Aaron's hand really coming along too. We're seeing good sequences of 1, 2, 3. Just picked up the last of that 3, 4, 5 Sozu shape. Got a good pair with the Pinzu. This is Ishan 10 now.
And finally, on the left, some edge weights, some out. Oh, and we'll pause real quick. We got a reach from the dealer. Uh,
1 pin, 6 pin. Looking for those. 6 pin already in the discard. Both 1 pins in Gina's hand right now. The other 6 pin is there as well. That's pretty much locked up, I'd say.
yep. The pins are the strongest part of Gina's hand, so probably unlikely to come out, unfortunately, for the dealer. Um, but a reach has still been called, so
It's a dealer reach. That's still going to make people play this hand differently.
yeah.
And that could get everybody to back off and let you get to the draw. That's still a ways out. We're 30 pieces left. Oh, I don't think Aaron's backing down, though. Just calling a pair, a sequence there, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
Calling out Ozuke because he's got the 1, 2, 3, but he could easily turn this into a Tanyao if he wanted to.
well, and 3, 4, 5, and so could get the 3, 4, 5 in pins.
This is true. Right.
So
Sanshoku's always the one that I miss, so thank you for catching those for me.
of course. No, but yes, it'll be interesting to see Aaron. Like you said, Aaron's not backing down. So, and unfortunately, the dealer's stuck. So that may, even though the players don't know this, Aaron might have the advantage over the dealer, which is a rare case. It's a rare case to have the advantage over the dealer, but
Yeah,
we know things they
Aaron
don't.
knows it. Well, Aaron thinks that for sure.
Right.
We just got to get the rest of the pieces here, and sadly, there's not many pieces left to go. Moving into the third row.
Now we're reaching everyone else. So what? Everyone's going to get 2 more draws here.
I believe so. 2 or 3.
3 more draws.
Yeah.
3 more draws.
Right
Math
now.
is hard.
And yet here we are calling a game that's all about numbers.
Yeah, that's right. What am I doing with my life?
Hey, we're having fun here at the ARML, calling some good games.
Absolutely.
As far as this is the last draw for Zeno here.
And plays it safe.
Dealer Tenpai, and that's exactly probably what he was planning, or actually probably planned to win that one, but still, some good progress there, and stays dealer as we move into East 3 with 1 Honba. We've got the Dora right now is Hatsu. He's got one of them. Also got Hatsu over in Vincent's hand and in Aaron's hand.
Wow.
So everybody's sharing the Dora right now.
Yeah. So it really comes down to who's going to draw the final one. And
that's right. But aside from Dora news, the hand of the dealer right now looking pretty good, strong in the Pinzu right now, with a pair and a 7-8-9 sequence. Oh, but just picked up an Anko of the 4-So. So there's plenty of ways this hand could go, and go very quickly.
yeah, absolutely. To their right, another hand that just got a really nice draw with the 2-pin, making for some nice. You've got a completed shape 7-8-9, 2-3-5. That's an awkward shape. Unfortunately, you draw the 4, and then you decide which side you want to. But the 1, an excellent draw. So now the 5 can come out, and that hand is Ishan 10, waiting on a 1-So or a 7-So.
That 1 pin making her think about it a little bit.
Totally get the 5-pin discard.
Anyway, looking across at Aaron's hand, got some pairs going right now with West, 3-So, 6-pin, and 9-mon. That could possibly go Chitoy, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then finally, lots of pairs in the hand to the left. Pair of 4s, 4-mon, pair of 2-pin, 3-pin, 9-pin, 9-So. It'll be.
I know what you mean.
So we'll see what goes on with that. Again, this is one of those interesting ones where the at least as far as the pair of 2s and the pair of 3s, they're right next to each other, so that makes it really flexible. You draw 1 pin, you draw a 4 pin,
7、
or another 2 or another 3, and just those pairs can really take off in a lot of directions.
Call by Gina on the 1-2-3 so. Looking like going for Chanta here. And is 10-pie on that, in fact. Yes. 7 so is the piece you need, but there's already 3 of them discarded well before that call, too. So probably looking to maybe shift things, maybe drop the 8 at some point in favor of a pair of 9s and look for those. Oh, or just hold out. I mean, that 7 pin is 7 so rather is nowhere to be found right now.
Right.
So a lot of the wall to go.
It could come out. So, but being in Tempai, in the second round, we've got 24 draws left, so anything could happen. That 3 so
Actually, there in the dealer's hand.
Yeah, that's that makes you think. Now you go, okay. How do I, that green dragon? Are you syncing with it? Oh my gosh!
There is the green dragon.
Oh, wow, there's the green dragon scene.
I would bet Aaron, not Aaron, Kevin was just one turn away from thinking about discarding that too.
Yeah, but to draw it, and now this late, 14 tiles left, it's probably not coming out. Do you shift your hand to hope for maybe drawing a 7 pin or a 3 so, dropping, making it for a Chitoitsu?
Drops the 7 pin there instead, picking up the 5. Probably wants to try to find a way to call into 10-pie here, but that's going to be difficult with only a couple of draws left for him.
Yeah, so
South is not going to help at all.
Nope, but maybe you hope that
Right.
someone drops something you can. At least you're.
Or pick up the pwn yourself.
Yep, pick it up. Yeah, now the South goes out, and your Tempai.
1 goes out.
Okay. Okay.
I guess thinking the South is a little dangerous right now, this late.
Yeah,
Playing it safe to give just 1,000 points up to the leader here, Gina, sitting at 4 points at the moment. 7 pin is the Dora heading into East 4. We're only halfway through this thing.
Yeah, this round, this game has not been as fast as some of the other ones we've been competing.
Definitely a change of pace. This one's a lot more slower, more contemplative. That's the pace some players like to play at, and that's definitely the game for them right now. Good shapes in Gina's hand right now. I mean, that's a 5, 6, 8. Could be Sanshoku, perhaps, if you find some more of the 4s here. Oh, and that's, I think, exactly what she's going to call for with that call of the Sozu.
Yeah, to the right, some good, strong foundation here to build off of. Probably a few too many pair, got the pair of 3s and the pair of 5s, so you draw the 4, so, and that becomes really nice. I'm gonna drop the 8, hanging on to in favor of hanging on to the South for now. Of course, the South immediately goes out, so maybe that South will come out at some point.
Oh, but we're 10-pie. Well, no, we're not quite 10-pie. Ishan 10, that was progress.
Yeah, Ishan 10 for dealer.
Not quite the... Well, you could still have the Sanshoku you were thinking of with this. It's still possible.
Across the table from dealer. That's looking strong with the red dragons just ready to go. Some awkward floating, the west and the 2 so and the 8 pins, but that 1-3-5 shape and with the rest of the pins is good, and you've got a completed set of 4s and a pair of 5s, and that that could become a couple different things, which of course gives you some speed.
We've got to take a look at Kevin's hand too. That looks like a pretty nice looking Chanta there, and not too far away from it. You got some floating pieces in there too with the 7-pin one so and the Hatsu, which is getting discarded again. We'll probably see that come out from his hand pretty soon too, though.
Well, and if he's lucky and able to draw into a couple more Mon pieces, he could consider Wanitsu a half flush.
True as well.
Oh, that's a very good draw. Putting
there we go. 10 pie for dealer.
Tenpai and dealership, waiting on the 4-pin or 7-pin.
And that 7-pin is the awkward tile just hanging out in Kevin's hand at the moment.
And
I mean, thinking of Chanta, that might be the one you cut.
Yeah, Kevin is pushing here because the call has been made. So
oh, but there's the 8. So the one so is going to come out instead. Man, saved by the wall.
Wow, and ready no less as well. 6 or 9-pin.
Wow.
So
that's right. It would still be Yakuhai with the East. So 9-pin would make this Chanta, but there's the 7-pin again.
Dodges again.
Good defense. Excellent.
That is excellent defense for sure. But
there's the Sumo. That opens things up considerably for him. I didn't mention that, but that's going to win him the hand and move him closer to that all-important 30K threshold. As we move into South 1, the Dora is North. Yet again, that seems to be coming up a lot. Great pairs, though, in the dealer's hand right now. Check this out. 2-mon, 5-pin, 9-pin. That's 3 pairs right now, but that can turn into a whole lot more, or really anything else that you and the wall decide on together.
To the right, some work to be done, but not a terrible start. The West's not their seat win, but hang on to it for now. Maybe a pair, maybe some safe discards later. The So seems to be their strongest suit right now with the 3, 4, 5, 5. That 8-pin draw is also very useful to them with that awkward 9-pin that was just hanging out by itself until that draw. And so with a couple more draws, some of those weaker shapes can, easily start to develop.
And looking at Kevin's hand across, some good pairs, some good progress in the Monzu right now. Waiting on some resolution with that 1, 2, 3 pin. Gonna look for a 2, 3, 4 instead. And pair in the Sozu.
And Gina's looking pretty close to being ready with 2 completed shapes, a Yakuhai that just needs another red dragon, and then if that red dragon comes out or she draws it, that hand becomes Tenpai.
Yes.
So she's on 10 right now.
Very quick progression there. Meanwhile, the dealer's progression, Ipeco looking like it's coming into view now, waiting on a 6-pin, which the pair, as you noted, is in Gina's hand right now.
Yeah, and I didn't catch this earlier, but North is Dora, isn't it? So perhaps
I mentioned that before.
I had missed that. I apologize, but I guess that's why it's hanging out in Farcon's hand then.
Right. Well, picking up the East, and that's no longer worth nearly as much, so definitely going to put that back. It's the only North we see at the moment, so they're all hanging out in the wall.
Yeah, which
not hanging out in the dead wall. Oh, no, there's one discarded. I missed that. Discarded pretty early on, so...
Discarded early on, yeah.
Still hanging out hope, though. I mean, Vincent is behind in 4th, but 4th is not too far back right now.
No. It's just, how much longer do you hang on to it, or do you sync with it?
Mm-hmm.
His hands are Unfortunately, so with that 7, the discard of that 7 with the dealership, that means that 8 is probably
Boom.
going to come out um, very soon.
Aaron making a call on the 2 Manzu there, probably looking to just wrap this up into Tenpai sooner rather than later now that we're reaching the end.
Yeah, so it'll be Tempai on the
Ooh, picks up the Dora.
picks up Dora. Do you drop it?
That's got to look pretty dangerous now.
Yeah, decides to hang on to it.
But that might keep him from going Tenpai unless he picks up the other 2, perhaps. Ooh, what do you do here? Now it goes. All right. He's got some heft to this now. He's Tenpai on that 6 pin, which looks pretty well locked up in both of these hands, cross and to the left. But also Tenpai, also waiting on the 6 pin, is Gina on the 6 pin and the Chun.
Mm. Wow, so that's always interesting to me when people have this share some weights.
Kang.
Mm-hmm.
Those had
Han called here. I think he's still trying to go for this one. Going for that Rinshan, perhaps.
Draw if had he hung on to the 8, his draw was the 8, and that would have been another pair. But I guess they're going for all calls here. That
but there's the North, and it's the weights over on Vincent's hand, and
yeah, the
good call waiting on it.
Yeah, but yep, he hung on to it. That paid off. I mean, for you to drop Dora that late in the round,
and that's going to give Vincent the lead as we move into South 2. The Dora is the White Dragon, and look at this hand already for the dealer. Already got a good shape in that 1, 2, 3 Manzu. Could be a Chanta. Could be, well, the opportunities are still pretty well open at this stage of the game.
the 5 pin is certainly that draw is certainly going to help them out a little bit. That's an improvement to the right. Some pretty fun stuff actually happening there with pair of West, pair of East. Neither of those their seat wind, but with the draw of that second green dragon, now you've got 2 pair of green dragons, pair of West, pair of East, and unfortunately, just not enough maybe pins to make it worth a half flush. But with some calls, you could turn that into a half flush if you prioritize. But that just means letting go of the pair of 5s.
Right. Ipeko forming up in Gina's hand right now with that 2, 3, 4 Sozu. And some good sequences queuing up in there as well. That could be Pinfu as well at this rate. If you can make an open, if you can close that 7, 9 weight to fill that in, or do something else with it.
Yep, and then Aaron with strong looking shape in the Monzu, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, and so that could easily become 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and then you'd still have the 5 and 7 pair of 5s ready to go. Nice draw of the 2 completing 1, 2, 3. So now the 8, 8, 9 comes out, makes total sense. And
picking up that 3 Mon would make things very nice, very well for him.
Yeah, and how's the dealer's hand shaping up here? Draw the 4, not a useful draw. In fact, that's really the last 3 draws the same tile. So just kind of aggravating.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't really see a whole lot of progress happening here on this hand, sadly. I don't think Chanta's in the idea right now. Probably looking to just get out of here with just reaching Nomi. Or, well, you've got a Dora, so that can help things out. Meanwhile, on Kevin's hand, he's called the Hatsu, he's called the West. This is turning into a Honitsu here with the pin suit.
Yeah. Got a Honitsu. Another call from across the table from him. But if that east gets dropped, I don't see. Are all the easts out? We have one east in the. So there's still one east floating somewhere in the
One
wall.
eastern wall somewhere. 23 tiles to go.
But now
Gee.
you've got the Honitsu, so you know what? Keep the east as your pair. No big deal.
Vincent making a call here on the 5-6-7. That's pretty far from having a Yaku. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there
East.
it is.
There's the east.
And now, 10 pi on the 5 pin.
Oh, yeah. But now of across as well. Gina is 10 pi. Oh, wait, is she? On the 8 so, right? Yeah,
Yep.
she's 10 pi on 8
she's
so.
10 pi on the 8 cell. And then
And Aaron is 10 pi on 1 and 4.
everyone
It all just kind of came right together at the moment.
Drew the other two, so now changing the Honitsu weight. Now we're waiting on the 4 pin. In having drawn the 2 pin, which good draw. I don't know statistically how much better that makes their weight, but
There's
it's
the 4 pin, but that's going to get caught up in Aaron's hand there.
oh,
there's Sumo.
Sumo's the Honitsu.
3-4 pin.
Wow.
Nice Honitsu there. It's going to be his lead now. And they're not just fighting over the lead, they're fighting over who gets to be above 30k right now, it seems. As we head into South 3, the door is 3 Manzu.
And I mean, look how close everyone is to
I
3.
know. I mean, this is still anyone's game here in these last 2, so definitely do not tune away from this stream yet. There is... anybody could run home with this one. The dealer... Oh, well, they're making some progress now. There's the great shapes in the Pinzu forming up, and some good closed weight in the Manzu. Oh, never mind. Filled in on the Manzu.
Nice, good draw. It's always that's the most satisfying kind of draw when you have that kind of weight. When you've got the 7-9 and you're like, God, the finish is gonna be such a pain, and then you draw it and you're like, okay, I don't have to worry about this for the rest of the for the rest of the hand. And to their right, some nice shapes already waiting on the white. You got a pair of the white dragons, pair of the Norse, pair of the 2s, pair of the now 3s, the 3 pins. But not gonna take it. Gonna maintain the shape of the 3-4-5 pin. Gets the white dragon. And so now we are trucking along for still needs some work, but definitely off to a good start.
Good start also for Zeno's hand. We're looking at a 3-5-7 odds in the Manzu right now, but you could fill something in there. Got a couple tunes sitting there as well. And a good sequence forming up in the Pinzu as well. We already have 10 pi, though.
Wow.
On this table. Over on Gina's hand, looking for the 8 so. That's one of the tiles he's got. The other 2 are locked up in Kevin's hand, I'd say. Pretty tightly, though. No. Things could change. Oh, and just as I say that, he drops one.
In the dealership.
A quick jab there, but that's going to stop him from going any further with that lead this round. Now Gina's got a serious shot as we head into all last. 8 pin is the Dora right now.
Starting with the pocket red dragons. And immediately...
yes. Not just a pocket. It's out in the open now. Super tight game. And man, we're off to it. I mean, South already called by Kevin. It's total pandemonium. We're right back into a very fast pace now.
Yeah, and it's pitching the 9. She is Ishan 10, I believe. Nishan 10?
Yeah, or Rian Shanten as the fancy people call it. Oh, actually, yeah, still Rian Shanten. Needs a couple tiles. But
Right.
we got a call up on Vincent's hand. Let's take a look at that. Good call of the 8 Manzu there. Just looking to maybe gain some ground back a little bit here to jump past that 30K threshold. End this on a higher note.
And look at the right, uh, Aaron with a couple Dora in hand. So that's nice.
Yeah, that can get explosive real quickly. That can easily bridge this gap here. Again, 4th place, but 4th place is not far back at all.
No, and so now, uh, with that draw right there, the one pin was very good. So we have some strong shapes with that draw of the
Oh,
5.
but we're Tenpai now on the dealer's side.
Now Tenpai, oh, and draws it.
Oh, nice.
Atsumo. And nope, the game continues because they're dealer, of course.
Right. We keep playing in this league. For those of you joining us from Mahjong Soul, we play things a little bit differently in this league. So the game does not end when you're in the lead as dealer. It can keep going. So this gives Gina a chance to keep building up that lead, getting some even more points, and that'll definitely help her get above positive territory there. But on the same hand, it gives all the other players a chance too. This ain't over till it's over.
And it's, Gina has the lead. She is, I'm gonna have to reach out after this game to Gina. I'm trying to, compile some information about these players. What's interesting is she's the only one at this table not affiliated with the club. So, for the people that aren't affiliated with the club, I always really am particularly interested in how they got into the game, and because someone like me, I wasn't. I knew I found mahjong through the club.
Right.
So how do you
Well, we're
find?
having people getting into the game in many different ways, and speaking of getting into things, this is a good hand to get into right now.
Ooh, wow.
Had that con uncalled for a while, grabs it now. I believe that's Ishan 10.
Ishan,
Yeah, Ishan 10.
Yep. Ishan 10. Any of those finish, he's gonna be Tenpai on Tanyao. Ooh, that was a good draw.
Oh, very good draw. That's not quite 10 pi,
3,
but
4,
we're getting there. Ishan 10.
yeah, Ishan 10. With looking at a strong Tanyao, and
You should note the new Dora is the 9 Mon. Not seeing that around there, but she does have 2 Doras with the 2 pin as well.
yeah,
It's a
so
super wide Ishan 10, as our broadcast colleague Nathaniel is pointing out in chat right now. A call there on the 2, 3, 4. Now she's 10 pi for the 3 and the 6. So
ooh,
that's going to really cement this lead if it goes through.
absolutely.
You see the 3 and the 6 in Aaron's hand right now. One of the 3s in Vince's hand right now. The rest are out in the wall somewhere. Still 35 tiles to go.
Yeah, so still an early game, but with the
Oh, there's
open-ended
the 6, so
6, will it come out? It might have to.
it's pretty early, and it will.
It does. Oh,
You're not thinking about who's 10 pi right quite that moment, but maybe you should a little bit more.
thanks
Ooh,
to the
pushes her above 40k now, and we're continuing on. 2 Honba in this South 4. 2 Manzu. 2 Manzu is the Dora, is what I was going to say. And some good pairs here starting off in this hand. Got a little more work to do than... Oh, well, never mind. That's going to help things out significantly. It could be another win for her, but let's look at these other hands right now.
yeah, other hands maybe not starting as strong.
Oh, but look at that Anko of the Souths in Zeno's side. That's guaranteed 2 Han right there.
Yep, and that's going to be nice because if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have. He can if he wants to open up his hand, but he doesn't have to, and it would still be to get the 2 Han kind of point boost. And
Absolutely.
you're in, you know, when you're in the position, you're just hanging on to third place. You in fourth place, there's 1,000 point difference between Aaron and across the table.
Hmm. And again, everyone's below 30K. That's the job right now. It's going to be hard to catch Gina up in one move, but you can get above 30K with probably any of these hands, I would imagine.
Yep, across the table from Gina, just waiting on a four mon to make that a nice 4-5-6, 4-5-6. But of course, you draw the three, you draw the seven. That can develop. The 1-2-3 in the pin is completed. 7-8, just waiting on the 6 or the 9, and the pair of 7 so ready to go. So, really fast hand from across the table.
We have a call on the left from Aaron, 4-5-6, calling on the Sozu there. Probably looking to drive home this south as quickly as possible.
Each.
The South Onko, I mean. But we've got Ricci from Vince as well here.
Waiting on the looks like the 3.
Oh, I was going to say the 4-mon and the 7-mon.
Yes.
4-mon would make that Ipeco. 7-mon would still win, though. And the 7-mon just picked up by Zeno in this case.
It's going to fit into the hand, though.
Mm-hmm.
To drop it. Look at all those pairs. Now you are...
That's 10 pi for Chitoy.
Chitoitsu, 7 pairs. Chitoitsu.
3-mon.
30 pairs or 30 draws left.
Mm-hmm. 30 pairs. That would be an impressive hand. But there's the 3-mon. Oh, you deal into the dealer again.
Gina just now going at 3 wins in a row as dealer. We're now going into the Ren 4.
Oh, it's the third Honba of this South 4 round.
Yes.
And
3.
it's the 3-pin is the Dora here.
Oh.
Man, look at this hand again. This is almost not fair with Gina.
Gina is just really building a momentum, and at this point, everyone else at the table, it's a tricky situation because you're trying to get to your 30K mark, and then you have a dealer that is just going off. Sure, and then you make the decision: do I just end this game with a cheap, dirty hand, just
to minimize damage and stop this onslaught?
Right, because she's only going to keep winning points from people if this continues.
Mm-hmm. A good hand from Aaron here too, though. Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, so Aaron's hand, very off to a really strong start. The 5 in the East, I think that East wind is going to come out pretty shortly, and the 5 and 8 they're now kind of floating. But I mean, look how strong that Monzu shape is, and even in the Pinzu too, the 3, 5, 6, 8, that can develop into a couple different shapes.
Right. You want to talk about good Pinzu shapes? Look at the hand across. Vince has got a good one going on here with the Dora. 3 4s and a 5, but the dealer is 10 pi. Gonna reach for this again. 3-sided weight. 2, 5, or 8-mon wins it. Yet again.
Just a monstrous kind of
What
dealer.
do you think is going through the heads of everyone at this table right now with that call?
Everyone at the table's just got to be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh, there's a 2-mon.
Oh, wow.
Good defense there. That does kind of fit into this hand, but
I'm not even playing, and my heart rate is elevated.
Oh my gosh, mine too. I've actually taken my Fitbit off just because of sweating and stuff, but this is tension.
Yeah, Gina is not slowing down. She wants to win as many points as she can, and everyone else is just taking water, and But how is everyone else's hand developing, and are people bailing at this point, or are they pushing?
We haven't really looked at Kevin's hand very much yet, but some good sequences there. I mean, if there's a hand to shut down Gina right now, oh, it doesn't matter. Sumo.
Oh, Sumo.
Wow. And picks up an Ura. Now
Ura.
above 50K, 57,300 points.
Man.
Moving to the fourth Honba now. 8-pin is the Dora, and again, this hand.
When Gina entered her dealership, everyone was sitting around 30,000 points. Now
it's a totally different game now.
like, and still just drawing these hands that are so quick. 6, 6, 7, 7, 8 cell. Right out the gate. And drawing another. Wow. So, yeah, I think
now we do have a few pairs in the hand on Aaron's side there on the right. 1, 6, and 9. We already have the Souths called by Vince as well. So Vince, I think, looking to just get this, just hit the stop button, all this, just shut this down.
Wake me up from this nightmare.
Yeah.
But
an Anko of the...
I don't want to be on this ride anymore.
Yeah. Oh, man. Kevin, on the other hand, though, Anko of the Easts, and got some great Sozu shapes looking here. I mean, you want to end this as quickly as possible, but you could get some points with that, too.
Oh, absolutely. And that's obviously, that would be the best of both worlds. I mean, I think
we're looking at above 30K it's possible.
Yeah, and I think we're looking at hands that we're looking at hands that I think are strong enough that maybe Gina's run could end here. But also...
then again, Gina just picks up more progress. So...
Yeah, so...
Never count this one out.
No. It's just...
You don't even need a Peiko. I mean, that shape's gonna solve that up fine just now.
5, 6 cents.
Oh, that's incredible. But look at Aaron now, picking up an Anko of the ones. This is turning into a pretty good hand as well. I mean, everybody's got a chance this time.
Right.
At the very least. You know, we've seen incredible progress, but there's a chance. There's hope now at this table. I think you can feel
it. Yeah, I think we'll see. Does that all make her Tenpai? Is she now?
I believe it does. Yes, 5-pin, 8-pin for the win. 8-pin just came out one turn before from Vince, and he's got another one he can drop, but that one looks pretty well locked up. Oh, we got Ricci from Kevin. He's waiting on the 5-so, 9-so. The 5-so is in Gina's hand right now.
And to be ready on, Gina's ready on Dora. I think at this point, and she draws it. What is happening?
Just as you were talking about that too.
Oh my God, she draws the Dora. Insane. Now over 60,000 points. Everyone else at the table under 20,000 points.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, now the name of the game, it went from possible shot at the lead to, okay, maybe I can get above 30K, and now it's just, oh my gosh, I just need to minimize damage here.
Oh yeah,
we're at 5th Honba, South 4. Sorry to interrupt. 4-pin, but this hand on the dealers is already getting some leaps and bounds in it now. No completed sections yet, but this has a chance, as it always does.
Oh man, yeah. So I looking at these hands here, some strong to the right. Aaron, nice draw of the 2-pin, drops the Red Dragon. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 9. So strong Manzu and strong. Everything else is kind of just floating, but draws that are that 3, 5 drops the 8. So Developing, just needs some work a little bit.
Some work needed across the table as well in Vince's hand. We're looking at some sequences that are trying to form up some pairs. Oh, there's another pair. Could go for Chitoy here. In fact, that's probably the closest thing he's at the moment.
And then finally Kevin, maybe with the strongest hand, completed set in the Manzu 456, a completed set 456 in pins with the 7-8 that could also be considered completed with the 6-7-8 and the 456. 3-4-5-6. I'm sorry, with the Sozu. So Ishan 10 there. Maybe ready to put it. maybe a fast enough hand that.
Yeah. Ishan 10's better than the Nishan 10 the dealer's at, but progress continues to be made on this hand. I thought that this was it, but it might not be.
Yeah, no,
We're in extra innings, and this just refuses to stop. But we do see some quick calls from Aaron there. He's Tenpai now on 4-so, and it's just gotten picked up by Vince. He's going to hang on to it, though, because that might fit. But we got a reach now. For the 6-pin, 9-pin, or 3-pin. Man, a 3-sided weight's got to put this to an end, is what Kevin's thinking right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A 3-sided weight, and then maybe a win that would put him back over 20.
It's all you can hope for at this moment.
Absolutely, but and Gina, she had a good run.
I think Gina's gonna call it here.
Yep, I think she's like, I've pushed my luck as far as it'll go, and really, can you complain?
No, I mean, this is a dealer run we're going to be talking about for a long time in the ARML.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think.
We're now Tenpai over on Aaron's side with the 5-pin 6-mon.
Wow.
The 5-pin looking a little loose in Gina's hand. We'll see if she drops it, but we're almost to the end. But there's a sumo.
Evan ends it with the sumo.
And a very nice sumo at that. Look at this.
Look at that.
Wow.
With the Dora. Oh, nasty. What a phenomenal,
And that's going to give him above 30K.
Wow, that gets him over 30K.
Incredible finish from Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin squeaks into the positive, plus 6.9. Everybody else take quite the lick from that game. Gina, an incredible dealer run.
That, I believe, is the best you could have made out of that situation for anybody at the table.
Yeah.
So Gina's cashing in 44 points from that game.
What a game.
And we see what a game indeed. We're going to see the scores update there on the side of your screen shortly. Kevin, though, going to pick up 7 points almost, despite all odds. Aaron losing 19 and Vince losing 31. They're happy that that's all it is at this point, probably. But look at Gina now. The scores have updated. She's moving into 6th place now with 24 points lead above 0 and a nice 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Gotta love it. It's a con of 3s there.
Wow, just great job to everyone at the table. That was a terrific game. When Gina started, she was -11, and now she's plus 4. So Gina just had an incredible night, and now right up there on the positive board.
Now we got to talk about now that we're reaching the midpoint of the season, just kind of where everybody's going now. The top 4 in this pool will promote to A1, and the bottom 4 will demote to B1. And so Aaron, unfortunately, dropping into that range there after tonight's game. But, well, we're looking at the schedule here for the pools.
And I think, I think our broadcaster, Jeremy, has been doing a terrific job. Has to go
Oh
soon.
yes.
We may be calling it here, but Jeremy,
Yeah. Well,
terrific.
we still have plenty of great action to come here in the ARML. We definitely thank y'all for joining us tonight, of course, and do yourself a favor. If you like this action, hit that follow button. And now we're looking at the top 4 in the rankings right now.
And now I'm gonna have to go. We're gonna leave this stream, and I'm gonna have to tell everyone who didn't watch this game to go watch it.
Oh man, yeah, check out the VOD, and of course, if any of your friends missed it tonight, we have a YouTube channel as well. You saw the link scrolling at the bottom of your screen, but the best way to find it is to search American Ricci on YouTube. That'll be the good way to find it. Of course, thank you, Nathaniel, for typing that in chat. There's the link for you there, tinyurl.com/ARMLYT. You can also follow us on Twitter at ARML to see when we go live. Of course, hitting the follow button also sends you notification when we go live. And yeah,
And
what a night tonight.
Thank you for watching. I'm Andrew, also known as Octavia.
Yep. And I'm Blaine Singletary, of course. You can find me on Twitter at SB Singletary, where I talk about my own journey in Ricci Mahjong and share a little fun stuff about town calligraphists and stuff. Long story. Don't ask, honestly.
Awesome. All right, everyone.
That'll do it for tonight. So thanks again for watching. For myself, for Andrew, for our broadcast director here, Jeremy, thank you for watching, and good night.